Xbox is prioritizing PC gaming more and more. That's just a fact. With Game Pass, it requires it, and I think it's a good thing in all reality. I also think that what this illustrates is Steam is actually more of a competition to Xbox and Microsoft, for instance, than PlayStation is, in my opinion, at least in the future. And you can see that with Steam jumping into the handheld space, Steam creating their own handheld operating system. And what's going to be interesting, though, is the resiliency of Game Pass, or the resiliency that Game Pass gives you, means that, for instance, if your competition is Steam, you can still let Steam be on your console. It doesn't matter. You can bring Steam to Xbox. That is something that Phil Spencer has talked about, because, hey, the more people that play on my hardware, great. That also means more people get a chance to subscribe to Game Pass. Let's go over why I'm saying this, why I'm talking about PC gaming. It's really because Microsoft is opening up a bunch of PC games today in its ecosystem. It's improving the PC gaming app. There's an article over at The Verge that we're going to review talking about it. But before we jump into it, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. My name is X1 the Gamer. We drop videos like this all the time right here. Like, subscribe, shares with your friends. Also, we do have a podcast, X1 Daily, the X1 Daily Podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Leave us a 5-star review. Subscribe to us over there. It very much helps us. And thank you very much. Okay, this is from Tom Warren over at The Verge. And this comes on the heels today of Microsoft dropping a ton of games into their PC games into their Xbox app. It's slowly been improving over time, but let's go over the article in full here. Microsoft wants to make the Xbox app the home of PC gaming. Hundreds more games are now appearing in the Xbox app as Microsoft looks to bring even more PC games to its ecosystem. Earlier this summer, we began working with partners to bring all PC games with Xbox features into the Xbox app, explains Chris Charla, General Manager of Content Curation and Programs at Xbox. Quote, "We're super excited to see what Xbox games come to Windows PC from game creators in the future, and to welcome nearly 400 titles that previously weren't discoverable or purchasable in the Xbox app." You can see here's a picture of the new Xbox app here, and the layout. Here's the thing. The Xbox app on PC, when it first dropped, it was okay. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. It has been slowly improving over time, and I think it's fantastic, and I think it's a great move, and it makes total sense. Xbox is trying to blur the lines between gaming. They're not trying. I think they're successfully doing it. And you have to do it in order for Game Pass to be a success long term. And I think this only benefits us, the consumer, and gamers as a whole. Now, the question is, can the Xbox app ever rival Steam? Right now, it doesn't. It just doesn't. That's just a fact in reality. Steam's got years head start on Xbox, but what Xbox has is PC Game Pass. That's it. And the PC Game Pass app, or the Xbox app for that, works really well at the moment. I love that there are 400 additional titles now that previously weren't available there. One thing that I'd like to see the Xbox app do is the Xbox reviews right now in the Xbox store, don't like them at all. Whether you're on a console or on the PC, going and looking at reviews, they're by stars, and that's okay. What I love that Steam does is shows me, of the reviewers, how many hours have played. I think that's critical. I think Steam has one of the best review systems as a result. I also think Steam gets a lot of news on its platform by opening up their APIs to some of the stats. For instance, how games perform on the Xbox app, or on Steam rather. Would Xbox do the same? I'm not sure. It's kind of a double-edged sword, but I think that benefits Steam. And if I'm Steam, I lean into that as my advantage as Xbox becomes increasing competition here on the Xbox app itself. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this breaks down in the future. Continuing here, the 400 new games include titles from Japanese studios like Kemco and Carosoft, alongside games like The Invincible by Double 11. More than 100 of these new titles are also Xbox Play Anywhere. So if you buy the Xbox console version, then you can play the Xbox PC version too. I think that benefit absolutely huge and undeniable. Universal Xbox ownership, quote, universal Xbox ownership, as well as universal cloud saves on Xbox and cross-play between Xbox versions on console and PC are awesome features players love, says Charla. Absolutely. I think the cross saves and cross play are the two biggest ones, so that I can take my account and I can play on my Xbox, I can play on my PC, I can play wherever, I can play from the cloud and just pick up right where I saved. One of the things that very much frustrates me about games like, for instance, New World, is that I'm playing it on my Xbox. I've got a PlayStation Portal. I hear it plays great on the PlayStation Portal. Doesn't matter. I would go buy that game in multiple places, even if I could cross save. But I can't. I have to start a whole new account on a whole new device. So I love this feature, and I think that's the way of the future. I don't think we're going to be so isolated by device. There's not going to be these walled gardens like Phil Spencer has said it in the past. Now, the update fixes a problem with the Xbox app where it wasn't easy to find Xbox Play Anywhere games that might have otherwise been available in the Microsoft Store. The Xbox Era community has been compiling lists of missing games from the Xbox app, and it looks like Microsoft has been taking note. Microsoft has been gradually improving its Xbox app over the past year, including some handheld-focused improvements. Those are some big ones, and I think that's going to pay off long-term dividends. We are going to a handheld future. It's also a reality, and I think it's a good thing. Also a reality. The software giant has also been trying to tempt game developers over to its window-based store in recent years, even lowering its cut from 30% to just 12% to try to shake up PC gaming. Here's the thing. As a developer, I mean, if you're a game developer, you're not going to do that right now. I mean, you'll definitely put it there. It's not going to be your focus just because the eyeballs aren't there. But as that continues to increase over time, and it will, make no doubt, especially with Game Pass. Game Pass is the draw to come to the app. Why come to the app? Why utilize the app at all if it weren't for Game Pass? I would be just as happy. I have my entire Steam library. It works well. Why, if I'm a PC player, would I come to the Xbox app? Game Pass is that selling point. So the eyeballs are going to be there, and I think you're going to see more software developers, game developers put their games directly on the Microsoft Store as a result. But these things take time. This is not a let's do it and we're going to have tons of success overnight. They take time to build up, to build the incentives, year over year, day over day, month over month, etc., etc. Despite these efforts, there are plenty of PC games that have cross-play between the Xbox and PC version of the game, but aren't part of the Microsoft Store currently or the Xbox app. Again, like I said, it's going to take some time for that to happen. Microsoft now appears to be working to bring even more of these games into the Xbox app, and it will be interesting to see whether the company makes the bold move of listing Steam, Epic Games Store, or itch.io games in the Xbox app soon too. Microsoft says it will have more to share about its Xbox app plans at the Game Developers Conference in March. Microsoft is also rolling out a new home UI for the Xbox app on Windows today. The home UI now includes featured content from PC Game Pass and the Microsoft Store alongside collections of deals and discounts. Microsoft has added a jump back in section that lets you quickly get back into recent games just like you can on the Xbox console. This is something that actually Xbox has really highlighted on social media and also on their main website there, this jump back in feature. Again, it's like quick resume on Xbox, essentially, where you can quick resume. It doesn't work quite the same way, but it allows you to quickly get back into games that you're playing. I think this is big. How does this change up the PC space? Can Xbox make their way into the PC gaming space successfully and etch out a large market share there? Yeah, absolutely they can. First of all, they're Windows, so they've got that going for them, and it's a huge advantage. Second of all, Game Pass is that draw. You've got to give people a reason to switch over to the app, and Game Pass is that reason. The next thing that I think you're going to see, or that I wouldn't be surprised, let me rephrase that. I don't know if you're going to see it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do this, is you've got your Blizzard launcher, for instance. Why not where you have Hearthstone, you've got Diablo, you've got World of Warcraft, you've got Call of Duty in there. I think that's going to go away soon, and I think that's going to be focused on in the Xbox app as well. Why not? It just makes sense to me. I mean, you've got 14 million people there, World of Warcraft alone. 14 million? I don't think World of Warcraft is 14 million. At its peak, it was 14 million. I misspoke there. With Call of Duty, you've got millions and millions of people. So why not? I think those launchers are probably going to go away, and you're going to have the Xbox app be the default launcher, which then exposes you to Game Pass. It exposes you to more sales in the store. It makes that Xbox app even bigger, more visible. You get more eyeballs on it, et cetera, et cetera. So you can see Xbox over time has these tools in their pocket that they're going to be able to really make a push here on the PC space. Now, for those of you who are getting ready to jump all over chat and say Xbox is forgetting about consoles, no, you can eat and chew gum at the same. You can walk and chew gum at the same time. You can do both. Doesn't mean they're forgetting about consoles. It just means that they're bringing more of a focus where there wasn't one before to PC, and they've been doing it for a few years now, and it's iterative and it's ongoing, and I think it's going to improve over time, and I think it's going to benefit all of us long term for the better, honestly. And we are going away. You can see the writing on the wall. The time is going to come where these walled gardens are gone for good, and it's just about the ecosystem. And Microsoft is helping to push that forward, and I think it's the right move. I really do. Would love to know what you guys think, though. Do you disagree with me? How many of you have used the Xbox app? How many of you use it exclusively? Do you agree or disagree with me that, for instance, Steam, I think, is more of a competitor long-term than even a PlayStation is at this point? And also, I think on that point, it's going to be interesting to see what does PlayStation do to jump into the PC game here. Does PlayStation do its own kind of launcher? Or does it work through Steam primarily? Does it go into the Xbox app? That's going to be interesting. I don't think that's going to happen, but it's going to be interesting to see how everybody adjusts and evolves here going forward. That does us for today, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for hanging out. Again, like, subscribe, share this with your friends. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.